Hello and welcome back to Technical Tales. The quarry is chugging along quite nicely. It's on its second load of charcoal at the moment. Let me show you what I've done with its sorting a little bit. Oh yeah, someone, it might have been Aquasharky Boy, please forgive my bad memory if it was someone else, said that I was going to kill myself by the way I keep falling down the stairs. So, that was a strange noise. So I'm going to make myself some rubber boots. I think you make them in the usual way. Nope. Okay, let's bring up the magic thing and find out how you make rubber boots. Dark matter boots. Static boots. Rubber boots. Rubber boots. That's weird. Okay. Okay, I need some wool. 6 bits of boots and some wool. Okay. I'll make myself a pair of them, and I'll see you once I've located some wool. There we go. A pair of rubber boots. Now, because I believe these things will stop me taking falling damage. There we go. Still crunched, but no actual damage. Don't think they do anything else. They will also protect me, I believe, from electrical shocks, although don't quote me on that one. So I'll put my armoured boots in there. Let's actually put the rest of my armour on. Right, so a little bit of safety. Don't have to worry about that anymore. So this thing's getting pretty deep now. That little staircase there is because I fell in there once and it was a bit scary because I went quite deep under the water. Don't want that to happen again. So this here is the output from the quarry, and I'm now sorting it into 3 different directions. So towards the yellow, this stuff is heading straight for the condenser, so I'm just turning that stuff straight into EMC. Green, this is stuff to do with Thaumcraft. So it's stuff that doesn't have EMC, doesn't need anything else, but is going to be useful if this, if this thing digs the stuff up, because it's good for research purposes and stuff like that. And here are the ores, and I still do not have, an example of the gold ore. And anything it doesn't recognise goes straight up into the double chest at the top. The solar panel appears to be keeping up with my current energy requirements. You can check on the power on that back box there. See, it's all drawing power right now, and it keeps it topped up during the day and has enough to run it through the night. There's the other back box there. I've expanded the pumpkin farm a bit because pumpkins have a very good EMC, and they're also good for Thaumcraft research. And I've increased the sugarcane reeds. They keep changing the name. Nothing else has really changed. I've just been letting the quarry run for a while in order to build up resources. I've got about 10 diamonds worth in the condenser chest right now. So that should let us get on to our next projects. So, I've had a few suggestions. Let's see about some of these. Now, I'm looking for a turtle. There's one. Apparently, this is a way to tame them. Hey, there we go. And it's going to be called Faceplant. There we go. I have a pet turtle, apparently. Is he stuck down there, or can he jump? And I'm wearing him on my head. Yeah. So, I have faceplant for a hat. Fair enough. How do I put him down again? Out of interest. Oh, there we go. I just right-hand click on him. There you go. So, he will follow me around apparently. And I can put him on my head and that's it. I might want to construct like a small little area for him, you know. There we go. He's got a nice little place. I'll give him some more sugarcane to eat. There we go. That should keep him a little bit happy. And he has a little water, some water to swim in. Okay, so that's one suggestion dealt with. Let me put the sugarcane back and the spare wood. Right. Now, someone suggested that I make a coke oven and use coke, presumably to burn in these things. Now, coke is made from coal and burns twice as long as coal. So, I've been thinking about it, and it's like charcoal is a quarter the EMC of coal. So if I burn charcoal rather than coal, I'm getting 4 times the burn. If I make coke out of it, then I'm getting twice the burn. So charcoal is more efficient in that way. However, a coke oven will also produce something else. The name of which currently escapes me. I want to say creosote, but it isn't. It's bitumen, or it's something you need in order to make rail track in Technic, because basically you can't really construct in the normal way, not if you want something that's decent and advanced. So I think it's worth making a coke oven just for that extra stuff. And then any coke I get, I can then use in those things. So let us check on what we need to make a coke oven to start with. There we go. Now I know that it needs like something like 27 of these. So I'm gonna go. So 27 times 4 brick and 5 sand. And we'll be back once I've got that stuff together. Okay. I've got myself, I believe, 135 sand, which is the amount that I need. So let's split that up. We have more bricks than we need, but we can always throw the rest away. So there we go, 1 coke oven brick. And the way you actually build this is you actually have to construct in the real world a cube 3 by 3 with a gap right in the middle. So it's actually 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 8, 26 bricks that I need. So I believe that is enough. I'll throw the rest of that back in the condenser once I'm done, once I know that it's enough, and we know that this thing works properly. Night time. We should be safe. Okay, so a good place for my coke oven, I think, is back here, because there's a crystal down there that I don't want to quarry out anyway. So it's a 3 by 3 area. I'll just put it up against the wall, I think. That should be safe enough. One coke oven. This thing has nicely, magically appeared in the middle. So I put coal in there, and it makes 2 different things. So I will get some coal. How are you doing, faceplant? You're so cute. Yes, you are. Aren't you cute? You asked for it. What was I doing? Making coal and probably going to sleep, so it's daytime. Do the rubber boots count as armour for the sake of going to sleep? Yes, they do. I can't sleep in my boots. Okay, I've got me a stack of coal, so we'll stick that in the coke oven. It occurs to me that I could have an entire army of little turtle people. Anyone else want to volunteer their name? Right, let's put the... What's going on here? Oh, it goes there. That's weird. Ah! I actually need to burn something in order for this to actually make the stuff. Interesting. I don't think that's doing anything, is it? This is suddenly becoming a little less efficient. I mean, it was already only half as efficient as the charcoal, and now I need to actually burn charcoal in order to make it work. Damn. I just condensed my charcoal rather than actually what I meant to do. Right, I'll have to make some. It's wooden logs that I need, isn't it? Not that. Okay, let's go down and chop down a huge tree. Whoa! Okay, I think I may have had an ogre attack at this point. Because the wall didn't go all the way down, they managed to get in. Let's deal with that now. Got me some basalt. For some reason the texture pack isn't too happy with the basalt in my hand. Not quite sure why. I'm curious what happened here. I thought I'd made this wall go all the way down, but apparently I haven't. See, the ogres will bash out wherever they can get their little mitts on. It's a good job they that was a too high thing there, so they couldn't actually jump up. I could have lost everything. Okay, that's the wall repaired. I wanted some logs. I do like doing that. Ooh, snakes do eventually attack. Whoa, they're tougher than I thought as well. Help! Help! Okay, so this is mainly poison. Okay, it would help if I used my sword, wouldn't it, rather than my bow? Oh dear, I almost died. And here the other day I was just saying that snakes rarely attack. Maybe go for a swim in oil as well. Let's make sure that no mobs spawn down there. All that just because I wanted one piece of charcoal. Okay, I've got my... This thing is making coal coke. Now I really am confused. So what's this about? Okay, the interface on this seems slightly messed up. Kind of get the impression that that should be there, and that should be over there. But either way, it means I don't need the charcoal. Right, so that thing's going to slowly make me the coke, and whatever the other thing is some form of tank there that's filling up. So, the next thing I wanted to get started was a fuel refinery, because I'd like to build up a nice supply of refined fuel ready for when I start switching my quarries over to combustion engines. Because I've got a nice supply of oil right here. There's another one just outside the door there, and if you look on the mini-map, there's one that way that I'm facing as well. So, you know, I can basically build a nice fuel refinery right here, and then once I've exhausted this well, I can pipe out to the other ones. So, for a fuel refinery, I believe I need a few things. I need some tanks. Of that kind. That's just glass. That's easy. I'm going to need some waterproof pipes. So, to use that, I need pipe waterproof, which is made with cactus green, which just makes pipe waterproof, and then you combine that with normal pipes to make waterproof transport pipes. So you can get cobblestone waterproof transport pipes. If I look up the word waterproof, I think it will list them all. Yep, so there's cobblestone, there's wooden waterproof pipes, which is what you use to extract from tanks. Stone waterproof pipe, iron waterproof pipe, golden waterproof pipe, waterproof redstone pipe. So there's all the different types of pipes. Now the teleport pipes, that might be interesting, because when I start wanting to get the oil from further away, then rather than running a really long waterproof pipe all the way there and back, I could just teleport it. Teleport pipes are quite expensive. They require 2 diamond gears, so you know that's like 8 diamonds per teleport pipe, and I'd need 2 of them. One to send, one to receive. The other thing I'm going to need to get my hands on is a refinery. 1 or more. So that needs a diamond gear and some tanks. So the diamond gear is going to be the expensive part of that. And then I'm going to need something to power it. Now I could make a combustion engine to power it. Start it off with just burning crude oil, but then it could actually start to use its the oil that it itself has refined could then start to be used by it. So combustion engine is relatively easy. You do have to supply them with water as well, otherwise they do explode. And that's it, I think. So I'm going to go to the wiki, do a little research, and gather together all the materials that I need for this. And then we'll get to crafting and placing. So, see you in a bit. Hello and welcome back. As you can see, I have quite a bit of inventory here. Lots of glass, some pistons, some redstone engines, lots of wood, lots of iron, some gold, and so on. So, let us craft the stuff I think we're going to need. Now, the first thing I want is a refinery. So, we will look up how to make a refinery. I'm going to have to do this for everything, I'm afraid. Okay, so refinery is 2 redstone torches, then a diamond gear. That's probably the one thing I've forgotten to make for myself, and 2 glass tanks. So, forgive me a second while I grab myself that diamond gear. Okay, I've got myself the diamond gear. So, I've discovered that if you hit question mark on this thing here, it brings you back to your crafting square with a sort of ghostly image as to what it is you need to do. So I need 2 redstone torches, so I can just quickly make those. 1, 2. I need 3 of the tanks. Now I know I'm going to need a lot of tanks, so let's make more than just the 3 there. 32 might be a bit too many. Let me start with 10 and then we'll see how that looks. So tank, tank, tank. Diamond gear, 2 redstone torches, and that gives us our refinery. Excellent. I've already made myself 3 redstone engines because I'm going to make some pumps, and I'm going to want to power those with redstone engines, and then I'm also going to need them to get water and fuel back out of glass tanks. So I've made 3 for now. I may end up needing more than 3, but that'll do for now. So speaking of pumps, I want 2 of them, 1 for water, 1 for the oil. So pump, pump, pump. Yeah, there's different types of pumps, so you've got to make sure you get the right one. This is the right one, you can see it's because it's got the same sort of glass tank there. So it needs a glass tank and a mining well. A mining well is iron gear, iron pickaxe, iron redstone. So pretty sure I have to make these one at a time, unfortunately, but we do this. Made plenty of iron gears, so that gives us 1 mining well, and there's our other one. So back to the pump. I just need to put a glass tank above my mining well, and then I've got my pumps. There we go, 2 pumps. Let's try and keep this organised. So this is stuff we've made. Right, now the only other major thing that I want to make is 4 combustion engines. Why 4? Because I'm going to make a little mini power plant, and then using conductive pipe, this power plant is going to power both the refinery and the quarry. So 4 should be enough. I'm going to make them all sort of individually controllable and so on. And we have to make sure they all get plenty of water so they don't overheat. So, combustion engines. Combustion engines. There we go. Combustion engines. 2 iron gears, a piston, glass, and some iron. So, piston, 1, 2, 3, 4 glass, and the iron. So, there we go. 4 combustion engines. Now we're cooking with gas, or we will be soon. Well, oil, anyway. Alright, so the only other thing I need is I need something to transport the fuel and the water. Now for that you need waterproof pipe. How do you make waterproof pipe? Well, you get cactus, cook it up to get cactus green, and then you just turn the cactus green into pipe waterproofing, like so. And now you can waterproof cobblestone transport pipes and wooden transport pipes. So I'm going to need some waterproof wooden ones. Not quite sure how many, so I'm just going to make 5. So you just put the pipe in with the waterproof above it, and that gets you the waterproof pipe. And we'll make the rest out of the cobblestone waterproof. Or do I want to make a mixture of... I'm going to make a mixture of... Oh, did not mean to do that. Okay, I'm going to get 32 cobblestone. Well, 33 anyway, and I'll make the rest out of stone. The reason being is that stone pipes and cobblestone pipes won't connect to each other. So if when I'm running the fuel and the water, I find I'm running out of space and I want to run pipes right next to each other for neatness, if I make one out of stone and one out of cobblestone, then there won't be any confusion. Okay, so I've got 26 stone waterproof pipe, 5 wooden waterproof pipe, and 33 cobblestone waterproof pipe. Now the only other thing I want is some gold conductive pipe. Now that's because I'm using cobblestone conductive pipe out here, but it loses 1% of power for every block it travels, which is fine for this because those things are right by there. This thing's run out of coal, but that's okay. This thing's going to be running by combustion soon. But if I'm going to be running a power plant sort of from, you know, out to that thing and out to that thing, then I want gold conductive pipe, because gold conductive pipe will only lose power, what is it, for every, it loses something like 0.01% power per block. But it's either 10 times or 100 times better than conductive cobblestone pipe. So I need a bit more gold. So I make normal gold pipe, and then I will make, I won't make all of it into conductive pipe, because I might not need it all, and gold transport pipe itself is useful because it can speed up the transport of normal items through a pipe, and I can always make more of it into conductive pipe just by sticking some redstone above it. So I will guess that I will need, let's see how far that gets me, and I'll save the other 10. Alright, looks like night is falling, so I will just, now we've crafted everything that we need. Gold conductive pipe. We will have a quick kip, and in the morning we'll start building this. Okay, I think here's a good place for the power plant. That way it's a reasonable distance from my house in case it does blow up. This basalt wall should be relatively resistant to the explosion, and it will be cheaper in terms of gold conductive pipe, etc., to pipe the water and the oil I need from over there to here than it would be to pipe the power from here to over there. So this is where the refinery and everything else is going to be. So the first thing I'm going to place is my 4 combustion engines. So I want to make sure they all face up. I'm looking for wooden conductive pipe because that's what I need to get power out of them. I do not see any, but I can quickly make some. Make wooden pipe, wooden transport pipe like that. I'm only going to make 2. This is a very full inventory. I don't need to be carrying around the iron anymore and the rest of these. Right, and the reason why I only made 2 is because I'm going to rob the others from here. So that's 4 conductive pipe. This is what's going to draw the power out of these combustion engines. So then I get my gold conductive pipe. And I can just run in between like that. Let's pick these up. So I just have to run this pipe over to here. Like so. So when those combustion engines are running, they will power that. So on the other side, I'm going to have my refinery. I'm not sure. The refinery does have a certain way round, so I'm just trying to work out what the best way round is going to be. Actually, I may want my refinery somewhere else slightly, because there's going to be some glass tanks. Right, I need a water source to keep those things happy. Now, I read somewhere that the water source for a water pump wants to be at least 3 by 3, and then you take from a corner, not from the centre. Otherwise there's a chance the water will run out. So we're going to try and infinite water source this. There we go. Put these buckets away. So, one of my water pumps wants to go directly above here. And where's my waterproof pipe? Waterproof stone pipe. So I'm not sure whether I want this thing to pump just straight into them, or whether I want them to go into a tank first. There are advantages to one or the other. For now, I'm just going to try pumping the water straight into those things. So I believe I can... I believe the water will come out the top. I don't need the wooden waterproof pipe there. You only need the wooden waterproof pipe if you're coming out of a tank. This thing will spurt the water straight out. Let's go up a bit so I can walk underneath. Now I'm trying to do this in such a way that it will evenly distribute the water. Because when the water gets to that junction, it will go equally left and right, and then it should come down and go equally left and right there. Right. Now this thing will be powered by a redstone engine. Now I could power it by the combustion engines, but then I fear that it would simply pump water far too quickly. And would probably end up just being a bit of a waste, so... I've already got a lever. Now I should be able to start that pumping water already, so we can actually see it working. Because these things have a water reservoir, so I want to see that actually filling up with water. Find out whether or not I'm doing this right. I'll go to sleep for the night, give that redstone engine a chance to warm up. Okay, water's starting to flow now. Now it's made it to the green stage, so it should go a little bit faster. So hopefully we'll see this water equally split. Yep, and then equally split again. And there we go. We start to get water. Now I'm curious what will happen when these water tanks fill up. But I'm pretty certain that as long as I keep this supplied with water and I'm using conductive pipe to get rid of the power, these things should be relatively safe and not explode. I may need to make some more redstone engines. That one redstone engine doesn't really seem to be cutting it, so let's get rid of you and put a second one in. Start pumping. There we go. So, this oil. We want to do something very similar than we've done there here. So we're going to want to put our other pump up there with a couple of redstone engines. Except this one wants to pump into a tank. We don't want this one to go straight into the refinery, because otherwise there'll be no way to stop the flow into the refinery. Or the refinery might not keep up with it. Let me have a think. I'm trying to work out whether or not I want to go straight from that into the refinery and then into just a fuel tank, or whether I want an intermediate tank that's sort of full of oil. Well, I've decided that based on the speed that this thing pumps with 2 redstone engines, that I'm probably safe enough pumping this oil straight into the refinery. So if I put my refinery... Let me grab these buckets, because I can actually grab this oil here. And what I'll do is these combustion engines will start off burning just normal oil. So they'll burn the normal oil, then that will power the refinery enough that... Okay, I'm going to grab this excess oil, stick it in those engines. They'll burn that oil, which will power the refinery, which will then make the fuel, which will then go into those engines in order to keep stuff going, and hopefully I'll build up a surplus of fuel as we go. Okay, so let's throw our refinery down. We don't want it to be too far away from you, do we? Let's try here. Ah, now that's the opposite way round than I wanted it, so let's... Because this is the input, this is the output. Right, so I'm going to put my pump up above there. Because I don't want to waste any of this oil. So our pump will go in the middle. I will use cobblestone waterproof pipe for this because it's got further to go. So it's going to go on... Oh, that was in the wrong place. It's going to go on top, like so. Work its way around the building. And into the refinery. So we will put... I made some extra redstone pistons, so we'll put one on each side. Like so, and that. We're going to need to get a redstone signal to them. Can I do that from inside? So, hopefully that will start pumping oil into there. So I've got to get this thing ready for its output. So it needs the waterproof pipe in order to be able to get a proper output. And this needs the redstone engines in order to make it actually pump. Then we will get a little bit of cobblestone pipe. Where do I actually want the fuel tank situated? Suddenly wishing this was sort of off in the opposite direction. Is this thing working? I don't see any oil going in. I'm wondering whether applying the... I've got the redstone signal running across the front, which means it's also applying to that. Maybe applying a redstone signal to that pump is actually turning it off. I'll leave it a little bit longer. Hang on. No, the redstone pumps aren't working, are they? Ah, this hasn't actually connected to the redstone pumps. Okay, I'm going to have to do this bit a little bit differently. Okay, I'll sort these out. I think I'm just going to need two levers, like one there and one there. Because if I put a lever there, then it will turn that on. So, but I've worked out where I want my fuel storage, and I don't think I want it here on the surface. I think I want it underground. Because that way I can pump this stuff straight down to the underground storage, and then I can pump it straight back up into the combustion engines, and it will make things a little bit neater here on the surface. So what I want to do is dig down here, and then I'm going to dig off and find where my storage room is. Here we go. That's a nice doorway. So I'm going to hollow out a space. I'll probably line it with basalt as well to make it ogre and blast resistant. So if the stuff on the surface blows up, I don't lose my fuel supply. And the fuel pipe can come just straight down there. So I'll see you when this is done, and then essentially we can finish this off. So I'm done. As you can see here, I've got a nice dark little room. Let's put another torch in the middle. So that's where my refinery pump is, and these four holes. Okay, and those there is where the fuel is going to get to my combustion engines. So what I want to do now is work out what I'm going to do. No, okay, right, that's my cobblestone water pipe. So I'm going to start by bringing this down. So put a little bit there and there. And again, I want this to sort of evenly branch in all the directions. So I need so I need that to connect to the fuel tank, which is kind of limiting the height of my fuel tank, isn't it? Because if I was to put a fuel tank there, it'd probably connect up with that. I'm wondering if I should lower the floor a little bit. I think I should lower the floor because the way fuel tanks work, if I demonstrate this, they won't connect sideways. They'll only connect up and down. And I can't put another one there because if I do, I think it will connect there and there. So if I want my fuel tanks to be bigger than just 2, I'm going to have to go down. So I left my pick in the repair chest. So let me lower that floor a few levels, and then we'll get back to this. Okay, I've lowered the floor to the point where I can now get these to be 4 if necessary. So what I want to do is this first one will connect here. Actually, it needs to connect at the bottom, doesn't it? It's a little difficult to see. Cobblestone waterproof pipe. Okay, if we go in this direction, so we come down from there and then we head off this way. Come down this wall. What I'm trying to do is make it so it connects only to the bottom of this thing. I really just want to brighten it up for you guys so you can see what's going on. There we go. The only problem with this basalt is it really makes things tricky to see. Okay, so I need a waterproof wooden pipe. Waterproof wooden pipe to connect to the bottom of my fuel reserve. And then I need the two redstone engines which are going to pump out of this. I can put one there, one there. Just have two separate levers for it. It's a little ugly, but it's the easiest thing to do. Like so. So that will pump fuel out up there, and it should distribute it to my engines. That's assuming that, you know, any of this is a plan that can actually work. Cobblestone waterproof pipe. I don't have much cobblestone waterproof pipe left. I need enough to get down from there to the top of there. I have 12 stone waterproof pipe, so I will just try this stuff. I can't quite reach. So that comes down. Should have dropped it one more. Trying to avoid too many unnecessary bends makes things look ugly. Speaking of necessary bends, there we go. So the idea is that that thing will work away, making the fuel, pumping it into here. These things will pump the fuel into the combustion chambers. If it's putting out too much fuel for the combustion chambers, then I can turn off one of the redstones, so only one of them's pumping fuel out. If it turns out it's not pumping enough fuel, then I can add a third or maybe even a fourth redstone engine to try and get the balance right. If the refinery is making more fuel than I'm using, and I hope it will, otherwise this is completely pointless, then what I will do is shorten that. I will start a second tank going down there, and this pump would move over perhaps. So I'm always pumping out of the one that I'm currently filling. And that way I should hopefully build up a fuel reserve in this room. That's the plan, anyway. So I'm going to leave the fuel pump off at the moment. Later on it might be good to have a way of turning those things on and off from the surface, but for now that'll do. Let's get outside. I have to deal with a rat I think I can hear squeaking. There he is. Right, I've put 4 levers by the 4 combustion pumps, so I can turn them on or off as well. Because, for example, if the quarry isn't working, then I don't think I want all 4 of them on. This is the switch for the pump to go out. This switch will turn this on and off. So I think the first thing I want to do is start some oil pumping. And this should start to get some of this black gold into... Now this oil I put there manually using those buckets of oil I collected. But I would hope to actually see this thing fill up a bit. So the first thing I want to do is see some of this actually coming out. Now, the experience with the water thing says that this might take a little while. These things are completely full of water, and the excess water isn't spilling out anywhere. I haven't yet worked out whether that's because it isn't actually pumping the water, or whether it just vanishes. Now, with the little bit of extra cobblestone waterproof pipe I've got, I just need to connect up my fuel lines. Like so. Oh, the black sludge is starting to appear. Sludgy, sludgy, sludgy. And that's filling up the reserves in there. So I want to turn this thing on. I've just realised that I haven't actually hooked it up to the gold conductive pipe yet, and I don't have much gold conductive pipe left. Right, let's make some. 5. Is that enough? I assume I can just whack the power in the top, probably. I'm just trying to work out the best way to do this. I think I'm going to have to come back here, then go this way. It's not the neatest job. Not by a long shot. But if it does the job, then I'll be happy. Okay, so that's connected to that. Okay, this thing's sucking up the oil quite nicely. So let's turn these on because they've got a little bit of oil in them, which they should be able to use to start powering this. I don't want to start the quarry yet, so I'm hoping that that will turn off the quarry. Nope, that won't turn off the quarry. I thought there was a way to turn those things on or off. Well, let's turn on the other 2 combustion engines, and let's see how we're doing here. We should be building up a fuel reserve. We are. So let's turn on our fuel pumps. It's all getting a little bit complex. Now these things are going to run out of that oil pretty quickly, which is what I want, really, because I want to switch them then to using fuel. But hopefully by the time they run out of oil, this thing, see, the fuel is pumping down that pipe. We're not getting any oil anymore. Was that it? Oh no, there we go. It just isn't at full speed yet. Got a little more oil coming. Now it looks like the quarry is drawing all the power. I don't know if that's because this thing doesn't have anything to do right now, or whether this thing has plenty of power, so it's only drawing the power as and when it needs it. Well, these combustion engines certainly have this thing going quickly. Look at that solid row of blocks. That's just whizzing along. I'm just waiting to see if I can see a blue flash of light actually heading towards that thing. Okay, I'm going to try severing this because this thing's filling up with oil and it's not really drawing power. Okay, there it goes. Interesting. I thought this thing would distribute the power evenly, but it isn't. Maybe it's because I'm coming off the back of it rather than the front of it. Well, that's certainly pumping a lot faster now. But there's still a risk that I'm going to waste oil if I can't bring those reserves down. Let's slow that down. Or even turn it off. This may not be quite the automatic process I was hoping it would be. Is there still oil down there? Hopefully. Let's see how the actual fuel tank is doing. It has a dribble. Okay, so I'm not going to fill that fuel tank anytime soon, am I? Well, we sort of have an oil refinery. I don't think this switch here does anything. I think the way you turn it on and off is by actually controlling whether or not it's receiving power, so... Now, one thing I wanted to check was... what if I draw its power in a slightly different pattern? See, if I take the power up here, go up 2, now my hope is that if I split now, 1 to that, 1 to there, then it will actually evenly distribute between the two of them. Right, so that thing is still getting power. Can I get power to that thing as well? I need 2 more bits of gold conductive pipe. Okay, the combustion engines are still going. That's getting power. Now if I hook this thing up, will they both get power? No. I don't understand. I don't understand why it works that way. So what I think we shall have to do is we shall separate... I want to break that one there, but there we go. So I've separated the 2 power tracks into 2 separate things. So those 2 can power the quarry, and these 2 can power that thing. Okay, these things are finally out of oil, so they've all stopped. So what I need to do is turn on the fuel pumps, and hopefully they'll start getting the fuel they need to keep working. Those aren't redstone engines, are they? They're steam engines. Alright, I accidentally mixed up the steam engines and the redstone engines, but I now have a couple of redstone engines. So we can whack those down, and this should start fuel going into my combustion engines, which is 7.5 times more efficient than the oil was. So there we go, a little bit of, yep, it's distributing evenly, and they kick into life. So we're drawing power from those 2 for our refinery, power from those 2 for our quarry. So I need to keep an eye on this, make sure I turn the fuel pumps off once those things get to the top. Now they're burning fuel, these things will be outputting more power. So that's definitely when we need to keep an eye on them and make sure they don't explode. So I will start the pump going again. And that's it, we have a successful fuel refinery. The power distribution leaves a little to be desired. It would be nice if this was all just a single combined power plant and it split off to whatever was needed. I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. But look at this stuff just piling in. Oh, I think we've finally got some gold ore coming in. That means we're finally down at the deeper levels. Haha. Excellent. let's go check the things I don't recognise chest. Yep, this is where the gold ore has ended up. Also got lots of uranium. Now these are diamonds. 2 of these is a diamond. So let me get the gold ore and see if I can teach it to the diamonds thing. There we go. Now it knows what gold ore looks like. It'll feed that into the smelting process. I wasn't fast enough to catch that other 4 gold ore before it got up there. Excellent. Let's keep an eye on this. See whether this thing's keeping up. Now it's more oil going in than... What I'll probably do is if it starts pumping more oil than it's able to keep up with, I will turn off one of those redstone engines. Still pumping fuel in. Now it looks like I'm using the fuel at the same speed that I'm making it. But there's quite a reserve in those things already. So I think I will turn off the fuel pump. This way I can build up a nice stock of fuel here. And you saw how long that little tiny bit, I mean a single bucket of oil lasted quite a while in those combustion engines. And it filled the fuel reserve by like a millimetre. You know, I mean like the single bucket was like that. And we've got, what, 8 times that amount? And this stuff lasts 7.5 times longer, so that's pretty good, I think. Right, so what did we achieve? Well, we've got our fuel refinery. So, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.